Right, big up everyone. Before we even start the stream, I want to say everyone's saying the screen's going black and everything. Refresh the stream. Refresh the stream and it should be working. Let me know if we're back. I think StreamYard's doing some bullshit. Perfect fucking time for it. But let me know, people. Are we back? Are we back? Big up to my guy Saeed in the comments as well. I thought you were meant to be live too. Wait, is everything good with your stream? Let's hope this ain't a StreamYard thing. I swear on my
No, I think it's probably a YouTube thing. Saeed was live with James.
Yeah, I thought he was meant to be live now. I'm hoping his stuff didn't crash too. Are we good? Are we good?
I don't know. It don't even show that Saeed's had a stream. It's not even showing that he's had a stream. Look. Last
what is
15 hours ago. But he was live a minute ago with James. It's definitely a YouTube thing then.
Yeah, his stream crashed too. Okay. I think we caught live. Live. Saeed, I'm sorry to hear that from your perspective and everything.
Wow. I got my stream in with James in pretty sharpish then, man. And then obviously it's crashed and we're here, bro.
What the fuck, man? These men really trying to stop everyone's bag. It's insane. It's insane. I'm glad you guys are all sorted, though. I'm glad everyone's there. Saeed, big up. Hold tight, my brother. I hope it doesn't happen again for you and everything.
That's mad. That is
stream crash video isn't that. Well, if this shit gets continuous, then we're gonna have to find a different streaming site.
But it says that you're live. So
it just went black during the timer. A lot of people were saying like they just weren't seeing anything. But if that still happened to anybody, literally just refresh. I did the same thing. It got us right back to a normal screen, and we're here. Crisis averted. Thank the fucking Lord, because this international break has been long enough without YouTube trying to stop the bag. Big up to everybody that's locked in. Big up to my guy Steve with the donation. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good break. Says, my guys, what up? I hope you guys are good. Bro, we were a little bit shook the last couple minutes. But other than that, it's been a peaceful day. It's been a peaceful international break. It's good to get back to some football. And it's good to get back to a very, very big fixture, which I feel like is coming at the right time. But we are going to delve into everything regarding the Chelsea-Arsenal game. We'll talk about the Reece James injury situation. Yeah, I know we reported yesterday that he was back in the squad, and now he's had another setback, which is just typical Reece James, but we'll talk about it. I don't think it's the same blame the medical team issue that I think everybody's trying to do. I think he's just had what is a very minor setback. He's missing a game that he shouldn't have really been starting for in the first place, and he'll probably be back for the Brentford game. But play it by ear and just don't panic, because we're in the period of the international break where it's boring as fuck, and everybody is just going to overhype and use bare hyperbole for any little bit of news, because there's just nothing to talk about. It was the same thing earlier with the Disasi injury. Oh, Disasi has to come back from injury. No, precautionary. It was the same thing with who's the other person that was injured? Cole Palmer. Guy just had a dead leg. But it's like, oh, will he be fit for the Arsenal game? They've sent him back. He should be fine. We haven't heard anything. He's good. Reece James, it's a setback. From what I heard, like, this is minor, and the idea is to bring him back into the squad for next week. With Reece James, the guy should not have been starting this game anyway. He hasn't played a game since the first game of the season. There's no sharpness. There's barely any fitness. You're going to throw him in against Arsenal? No. That's literally what Potter did, and he re-injured him. Tuchel, same energy. Lampard, same energy. If he was here, he needs to be in the squad, maybe play the last 20 minutes if we need him to, and that's about it. But haven't even introduced the guest. Just had to go off that little tangent. Big up to my guy, Lee. It's great to have you back on the channel as always. How's the international break been, my guy?
Thanks for having me on again. Appreciate it, man. And big up for always redirecting your viewership to mine. Yeah, because like I see the chat just going nuts. Yeah, appreciate that. Every time I try and find you, you're not live. And I'm like, why aren't you live now? You always set up for like 8 p.m. or whatever later in the day. So it's like, but yeah, as and when, man, I'll do the same back, of course. But yeah, thanks for having me, man. Looking forward to the game. Looking forward to this preview. And my international break's been all right. Boring a little bit, but I've had some beach time. I've had some swimming pool time. Just chilling, really. It's like it's hard to speak daily. This is why I rate people to stream 2-3 times a day during international break, because it's like, what are you talking about? Like I've struggled to find stuff to talk about. Yeah, luckily United have helped us out. Yeah, with the whole Glazers, Qatari, Jim Radcliffe thing. So that's been the talk of the town the last few days. But last week was a struggle. But yeah, other than that, I'm all good, man. I'm all good, and looking forward to seeing where we go with this game, man. Because you lot are back on the up, 3 wins in a row, and international break probably come at the wrong time for us both.
Yeah, I was about to start with that too. I mean, you guys just came off the big win against Manchester City. Very good performance and a result to take mentally. We have we've won 3 on the bounce for the first time since March. And we're going into this game needing a win against a Big Six side for the first time in about 633 days, I think the stat is, which is just absolutely ridiculous. The last time was when we beat Spurs 2-0 and Ziyech scored that brazy goal outside the box. But
that was decent. Yeah, that was a good goal.
Yeah, feels like ages ago. I don't even think we were Club World Cup champions by then. It was that fucking long. But how has it felt watching Arsenal this season? Because I've tuned into a few more Arsenal games as opposed to last season. And you guys don't look as scary going forward, but you guys seem a lot more resilient than before. I seem to have that word for Arsenal coming out of a lot of games. They haven't really played the best game, but they've been resilient and they've grinded it out. Do you think you guys have improved in a sense, or do you think you've also gone back, or is there a little bit of both?
Bit of both, if I'm honest. I think, we all want to see sexy attacking football, and we did that for 93% of last season. Then when it mattered, we fell apart. So I think the manager went away in the summer, contemplated quitting. He came out and said that he thought about quitting the club and he ain't the man to do it. And then he said, no, I've rolled my sleeves up. I'm going to do it. I am the guy to lead Arsenal to the title. So it's a big season for him. It's a big season for us as a club. Yeah, and I expected us to come out playing exactly the same as last season, but being a little bit more cute with it, like defensively. Let's not go too far forward. If we are winning 3-0 in a game, let's not go and try and chase a fourth. Let's just see the game out instead of conceding 1. And that 1 could have a problem later down the road with goal difference and stuff like that. But from what we've seen this season, bro, I can't lie. It's not been great. Like defensively, I think we've conceded 2 goals less than we did at this stage last season. Offensively, I think we've scored 4 less. So pretty much there or thereabouts the same in terms of goal difference. But the performances for me, I don't see it being sustainable for much longer. I can't lie. Excuse me, I've got a fan right in my throat.
No worries.
Sorry. But I don't see it being sustainable for much longer. I can't lie. Because it's all well and good getting a win against City. And that was a fantastic win. Cool. We got that off our back. Brilliant. But it weren't pretty. And sometimes you have to play against City like that. If you go toe-to-toe, they're going to rip you apart. But I think both teams had 1 shot on target. I think both goalkeepers had 1 shot to save. Yeah, that kind of summed up that game. It was boring. It was drab. It was dry. But ultimately, we beat them. I'm happy with that. When we go back to some of the other games this season, the Tottenham game, we go 2-1 up and Jorginho does a madness. I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, and if that wasn't for Maddison and Son going off, they probably would have nicked that game. Yeah, against Nottingham Forest, we beat them 2-1 at home. But if that had gone another 5 minutes, that ends up 2-2.
I remember I saw that one. They got a little bit better towards the end of the game.
Yeah, they brought Alanga and the guy whose name I can't pronounce up front, Onowini. Is it Onowini?
It's really hard. It's really hard.
They brought both of them on, and they were just going for it. And I was like, whoa, against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, we won on a penalty. I see a statistic the other day, somebody put in my chat, 9 of our 16 goals this season have been deflections or penalties. Yeah, that can't be sustainable for the rest of the season, mate. That's for sure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew you got a couple deflections, but I don't think I deeped the penalties. Obviously, you had the charity penalty for Havertz. You had the Odegaard one.
Yeah, Odegaard one.
Against Spurs. Was there a United pen?
We had one against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace 1-0, Odegaard penalty. Yeah, we had 2 in the game that Havertz scored against Bournemouth. And yeah, it's like, for me, it ain't sustainable. But having said that, we are winning and we are unbeaten. So, you know, that'll give momentum, that'll give confidence, and that'll give us something to build on. But I just look at our squad and I think Kai Havertz in that team is a hindrance. Yeah, absolute waste of money that guy is. And people keep telling me, oh, but he was misunderstood. And what? Yeah, the whole Chelsea team are rubbish. More like he didn't play there for 2 years before last season. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, these people just love to look at just now and say, oh, but they were all rubbish at Chelsea. Yeah, he's learning a new role. Bro,
you heard the latest on him. They want him to play up front now. Turns out we were right all along.
Bro, I don't think Arteta knows where to play him. And I don't think... See, I've said this before, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble here, right? So I'm going to have to pick my words carefully. Yeah, the amount of players we've signed from Chelsea under Edu and Arteta, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there's something going on with that restaurant that Willian owns. Yeah, and they're all invested in it or something. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because it seems... And the way we get deals done with Chelsea is lightning quick. Like Jorginho, done, dusted inside 2 days.
Hey,
Havertz, done, dusted inside a week. Yeah, and it's like Willian, done, dusted inside a week. Like David Luiz, done, dusted inside a week. I mean, make him... I know we didn't sign him under Arteta. I think that was under Emery, but Edu was still the guy. Edu was still there. Yeah, and
I remember me and Northside, we did like last week, we did a Chelsea versus Arsenal like transfers tier list. I think Gallas was the only one that didn't get called a straight flop out of all the players that went from Chelsea to Arsenal. Czech was in flop, Luiz, Willian, obviously Havertz already. Diarra, though Diarra wasn't straight.
Didn't really play a lot of games, did he? He went, yeah. Mate, that guy ended up at Real Madrid. He played for Arsenal, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Portsmouth. Like, that's just weird, isn't it? Like,
that must have been the little Mourinho connection. That's the only thing that makes sense with
it. You're right, though. Every single one has been a flop, right? And I just look at Havertz, and everyone keeps telling me, "Oh, but he's learning a new role." You don't go and spend 65 million quid, yeah, on a player to learn a new role when you're trying to overtake Man City. Yeah, you go and sign a player that is already a specialist in that role. Yeah, we could have gone and got Matheus Nunes, the Man City signed. He plays the same position as we're trying to put Havertz in. We could have gone and signed Lucas Paqueta, albeit they wanted a lot more money, but they might not if it was us. Maybe that was only because it was City. We don't know, do we? We could have gone and signed somebody from abroad or somebody else that was...
There's literally anyone with experience in that position instead of trying to teach some. I'll never understand that Havertz transfer. Obviously, like I keep saying, I'm forever grateful. I feel like I beat cancer by getting rid of that guy from my football club. But I never understood it. Like playing him up front, you could get literally anybody else for 65 million.
Bro, Ivan Toney up front is miles clear. And Ivan Toney, and this is another thing. Yeah, this is another thing. Like people keep waffling on last. I've wanted Ivan. Nketiah is better than him up front all day long. Yeah, the Trossard's better than him in midfield. Like, do you know what I mean? Even Smith Rowe's clear of him. Like, but this is the thing. When it comes to January window, everyone's already getting hyped. Ivan Toney, Pedro Neto, Ivan Toney, Pedro Neto. These same idiots, bro, have been sat there telling me, right, for 3 years that Ivan Toney and Pedro Neto are not that good. Number one. When I've wanted them at Arsenal for 3 years, right? Number two, they've told me that you can't sign good players in January because these clubs won't want to sell their best players. Why are you all now convincing yourselves that they're going to come then, right? In this January, what changed from last January? Because Brentford's best player is still Ivan Toney. Wolves' best player is still Pedro Neto. And not only that, if we need these two players to complete the squad, why were you so hyped about signing Kai Havertz and wasting 65 mil? Why didn't we just go and buy Pedro Neto?
Don't know what it is, because they wanted to get one up on Chelsea. That's it. He's misprofiled, he's misunderstood, he's scapegoated. Like you say, Arteta's got a plan and all of that crap. You stole Chelsea's best player. They wanted to get one up on us because they feel like the tide's turned a little bit. It's not Arsenal who are beneath Chelsea and we're just giving you the scraps. As I know, Arsenal are now the team contending for the league titles. We're the mid-table team. And now you're cherry-picking our best assets. That's what the narrative's meant to be. In reality, you bought one of the biggest flops in our club's history, inspired the UCL goal. And I don't get... Like, I know you were against it, Northside was against it. Troops was against it. Everybody else I saw tried to drink the Kool-Aid. And it's like, well, you guys must feel really fucking stupid now because we've been celebrating this since the minute there was links. It's still the happiest moment I've had this year when we got that Fabrizio here we go. I never thought I'd see that. I thought I'd have to deal with at least him for another year because Mason Mount was going.
Wait, do you know what? When we signed him, I did a video on it. I said he's just got one of them faces. You just want to punch him.
Oh, facts.
Yeah,
facts.
He just walks around like, and it is walking, right? What game was it we played, man? What game was it? I think it was PSV.
I could list off Chelsea games with this one.
I think it was PSV. Yeah, I'm sure. I may be wrong. The chat who was watching my watch along that day, we were on Havertz's watch because for weeks we were told, but it's what he does off the ball, right? Okay, well, when a player has the ball, there's 21 players off of it, right? But apparently this guy is a specialist off the ball now. Cool. So we were on Kai watch. No, it was Brentford. It was Brentford, the League Cup game. Brentford. Bro, the amount of times that guy was sheeping the referee was insane. He literally was taking up positions directly behind the referee, right? So you can't pass him the ball because the ref's in the way now, right? Then he stands in between two players. So one player will be on the centre circle on the spot. The other one's on the side of the centre circle. And he now takes up a position in the middle of them both. Now he has to have an immaculate first touch, otherwise he's pressed by both. Yeah, so nobody's going to pass him the ball there because now it's a risk. Then what he does is when we're on the edge of a box or around the edge of the box, he will now drop in between four players, 2 midfielders and 2 defenders. So now he's standing in between 4 players. You're never getting the ball. You're never getting the ball. Yeah, and people are saying, oh, that's him dropping in between the lines and that. No, that's cool if you're doing that with 30 yards of space. If you're doing that and got 4 players within 10 yards of you, chances are you're not getting past all 4 of them, mate. So we couldn't give him the ball there. Bro, he was driving me nuts in that game. Kenny came out the ground and said, I've been taking a little hint off of you and I've done Kai watch tonight. And yeah, he was hiding. Yeah, but then he goes and gets a pity penalty. Yeah, scores that. And do you know what? I was so fuming they gave him that penalty. Because if he had missed it, I know he scored, but if he had missed it, then what? Do you know what I'm saying? And then everyone's hyping him up because of a simple pass to Martinelli. Bro, 65 million.
Kai Havertz getting away with an easy bit of play against Manchester City. Oh, when have I heard that one before?
I see something you said. Who was you on? Maybe it was with Northside. I don't know. It was a stream you did maybe this week. I can't remember. Yeah, where you said, what's more difficult? Yeah, keeping a clean sheet against City, yeah, or scoring against City, or keeping a clean sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
but hey, Havertz won us the Champions League. That's the narrative. Not the UCL, not the best UCL defense in 25 years. But no. It was Kai Havertz with 1 goal in the entire knockout route. The guy's an insane hustler. Unbelievable PR.
Hey, do you know what he looks like, right? He looks like he's walking around looking for his dog on the pitch. He's just got a dopey looking face. Like, never looks happy. He looks like he sleeps in a coffin.
He looks like a Say No to Drugs advert. Just straight up. And maybe
Frank.
Arteta needs to say no to drugs too, because this whole positional bollocks, there's no real debate over his position. He is a striker. We'll just call it what it is. The guy is a striker. When you play him up front, he gets into goal-scoring positions. Like, he knows how to be in the right positions off the ball. That is a trait of his. But he has no composure. He has no finishing, no core strength, weak headers.
Yeah,
weak.
He'll score a nice little goal every now and again. I think he scored one against Fulham last year, and they were going, "Oh, it's Bergkamp-esque." Do you remember that one where you scooped it? I can't remember who it was. Somebody scooped it over. Yeah, and he
was a Newcastle one. He took the little touch.
That's it. Yeah, good goal that was. But how often do you see him do this? I've seen him in games. Yeah, absolutely spank one wide from about 10 yards out, running onto it as it's being crossed in from Reece James. Yeah, and you're like, how has he missed? I could have scored. It's easier to score. And the thing for me is that if you're going to go and do that kind of dough on a player, right, and you want him to be a striker, well, you better make sure he can finish. Better make sure he's got composure. Better make sure that he's got hold-up play, link-up play, and all of that. He ain't got any of that, right? If you want to play him in midfield, you've got to make sure he's got elite-level passing, yeah, and can hold the ball up, a bit of physicality, ball recoveries, all of this and that, yeah. But then all we get is, oh, but he wins his duels, and what? Oh, but it's off the ball work. Mate, nobody cares what you're doing off the ball.
If he's winning duels, that's actually a slight improvement. That guy used to go through games with 0 duels won aerially and on the ground.
Bro, that guy, I've seen him up front so many times, yeah, he barely wins a header. And he's 6'4".
But he'll get the odd header from like 20 yards of space. They'll be like, you see, he's good in the air. He's brilliant in the air. No, he's good in space. Same as everybody who's got a little bit of space.
Bear with me 1 second, man. I need to go and clear my throat out, yeah?
Yeah, no worries, brother. No worries. I'll go through a couple of these super chats during that. Big up to Ian saying, big up Lewis and Lee Gunner. I don't know about you guys, but I'm nervous about Saturday. We could easily crumble against Arsenal, but I have hope. I don't think we could easily crumble unless we try to play attacking football from the off. I think we need to be a bit more defensive-minded going into this game. But I've been saying I only see 1 goal in this, maybe 2 at max. But there's not going to be a lot of games in this one. Goals in this one. Fata, big up my guy Fata, says, I can't lie, international break sends people on a crazy. Those Chelsea v Arsenal combined 11s are mad. Who's in those combined 11s? To be honest, combined 11s are a little bit dead, but I say that we're probably still going to end up doing a combined 11 this week, so I won't speak too much about it. But combined 11s, you can see maybe like 4 Chelsea players make it in there max, just off the top of my head. Big up Thatcher as well, saying Arsenal fans misunderstood him. Don't forget Havertz won you lot the Champions League. He's going to win us the Champions League next season. People Arsenal just need to think of getting out of the group stage first. Havertz is, if you're winning the Champions League, it's not going to be with Havertz in the squad. It's as simple as that.
Arsenal ain't going to win the Champions League in my lifetime, mate. Yeah, we should have won it in 2006. Yeah, with Henry, Bergkamp, Pires, Fabregas.
Henry missed hella chance in that game, didn't he?
Well, mate, from Henry. Yeah, I don't think Bergkamp was there, is he? Is Bergkamp still there? Wait, all these tablets.
I think he was there. I don't know if he played.
I'm so spaced out, bro. Yeah, but yeah, we should have won it then. Like the teams that we had in the Champions League in that era, mate. Yeah, I know we were going up against some really good teams, but there's still some good teams now. Man City, Real Madrid, etc., etc. Like it's not easy to win a Champions League. But I've seen people gassing it up like, you know, we're going to win the Champions League over the league this season. Based on what, mate? We come up against Real Madrid. We are getting pumped. Yeah,
best bet is to just get the easy run.
They are going to win everything, Real Madrid, this season. Yeah, they will win the Champions League. Ancelotti flies off to Brazil to manage them. Happy days. Yeah, and yeah, man, I think that this season is going to be a wake-up call, because if we don't win anything this season, I think we're going to see a lot more people waking up to this manager, this team. There's still players at this football club that shouldn't be here. Yeah, we've got Jorginho here. Apparently he's linked to Barca. I'll book his flight. I said this on the stream the other day, or a video the other day. Any of his representatives that watch that video or stumble across here, anyone at the club, pass the message on. I will pay for his flight to Barcelona.
Is he even that bad?
Bro, I can't stand him. I didn't want him. Why is he here? But then he does one shot that was off target against Aston Villa last season, shanks the bar, comes off Emi Martinez and goes in. Oh, he can do a job. He's the calming presence in midfield. Was he very calm against Tottenham then when Maddison robbed him? Like, bro, the guy's a joke.
The worst part is I'd say that's not Jorginho. He did the same thing against United years ago.
Bro, do you know what? The hype over that Jorginho. Oh, but he finished top 3 in the Ballon d'Or. Nobody cares. Yeah, genuinely nobody cares.
Jorginho is only going to be depth for you. Enough. If you're talking about Jorginho starting in 2023, that's insane. Like, my whole thing with him was, if you bring him off the bench for 10, 15 minutes, kill a game off at 2-0 up or something, we'll help you retain possession. Other than that, I don't really think he should be starting, especially when you got Partey, Rice, Odegaard, even Fabio Vieira at this point in the midfield. You have better options.
Yeah, 100%, mate. If you look at our squad, though, yeah, this is, and I know you do a few streams with Northside here and there as well, like, and he says the same. Bro, everyone's been hyping up this bench. Fabio Vieira, Tommy Asu, Kivior, Smith Rowe, El Neni, Jorginho, Trossard, Eddie, yeah, if Jesus starts, right? And now Ramsdale, right? Well, tell me which one of them weren't here last year. They were all here last year. Every single one of them. Every single one of them was here last year. So the weak squad, the thin squad that Arsenal had last season is exactly the same as it was this season, or is this season.
Price goes in for Xhaka, basically. So that's not really like improving the depth of the squad. It's just one in, one out.
Not only that, yeah, the goalkeeper's coming for a goalkeeper. Yeah, because we've got rid of what's his name, Turner. He went to Nottingham. Yeah, Matt Turner's gone. Runnison is on loan at Cardiff. Bro, that guy we signed for £1 million and paid him 30 grand a week. 30 grand a week, bro. That's why we can't get rid of him. He's gone to Cardiff. We're paying his wages to play for Cardiff. 30 grand a week. Reece Nelson, another one. Yeah. Like
I don't know how he got another contract. That was insane.
Bro, we paid him £5 million up front signing on fee, Reece Nelson. 5 million cash in your bank and 100 grand a week. For what?
What for that Bournemouth goal? That's insane.
And a couple of goals against Forest. Whoopie-doo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then Eddie Nketiah got the 14 and 100 grand a week because he scored a couple of goals towards the end of a season that took us from 4th to 5th. And now this fan base are now twerking their batty, yeah, sitting there going, oh, well, we need to go and get Ivan Toney, yeah, because Eddie's not really the guy. Well, hello. Why are you all twerking because he was giving it all of this and leaning on the Stamford Bridge corner flag, yeah, to an empty stadium? Yeah, like, what's that all about? Like, unbelievable. Cedric Suarez, another one. Another one. It's embarrassing. Yeah, so what's the difference between our squad? Because Rice has come in for Xhaka. Raya's come in. Yes, I know he's taken Ramsdale's spot, but he's come in for Turner. Yeah, Timber's coming for Tierney. So what's the difference? The only difference is Kai Havertz. So that is the only real addition to our squad in terms of personnel, extra players. Yeah, Rice ain't going to score the amount of goals Xhaka did last year, but I think he's a better footballer. I think he's a better player. Yeah, and I think he gives us more solidarity in midfield, especially if we play Partey next to him. I think that's quality, which is what we thought was going to happen.
Sacrifices your attacking play a little bit, and we've seen that.
But not only that, when Partey's been fit, this manager's played him at right back. Like, what's that all about? Why would you play him at right back? Then I got told, oh, that's because Zinchenko was out injured and Partey's comfortable to invert. Yeah, did you see that quote from Ancelotti the other day?
No. What did he say?
Let me read this out, bro. This is absolutely nail on the head. Where is it? Here we go. This is a direct quote from Ancelotti on his tactics and coaching style at Real Madrid. The mistake that the new generation of manager makes are that they give too much information to their players for when they have the ball. And I, who am from the old school, give them more freedom to create. If they want to open up an attack from the wing, I'm never going to tell them they can't go down outside on the wing. It's all about interpretation. The more creative they are, the less instructions they need from me. The less creative players you give, more instructions to. Yeah, I don't want to diminish everyone's creativity. And he's right. Too much information. Have you seen our manager on the touchline every game? It's like he's at Cheltenham races. Like
he's just trying to copy Pep.
Like, what's that all about? Come on, man. What do they call him, man? The bookmaker at Cheltenham. What's the guy who used to?
That's why we played our best football ever under Ancelotti over anybody, because he just gave everybody freedom in the final third.
Bro, I watch Real Madrid every week, and his team at Real Madrid this season, he's got Fran Garcia at left back, Danny Carvajal at right back, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. None of this inverting in, none of this crap. Yeah, then he's been dropping Modric here and there, dropping Cruz here and there, playing Tchouaméni, Bavinga every now and again. Yeah, and then Bellingham at a 10. Yeah, and then he's playing Vinny as a first striker on the left and Rodrigo as the second striker on the right. But then without the ball, they just drop onto the wing. Yeah, with the ball, they can go both up front. Yeah, or they can drop on the wing. One stays up front. Jude gets in the box, and then Vinny's down the wing. Rodrigo and Jude are in the box. Yeah, they just do what they want. None of this inverted rubbish and hybrid this and hybrid that. It's just straight old school tactics. Yeah, get up and down, do your job, mark your man, and score goals. Yeah, bro, they're top of the league for a reason. Yeah, they're going to win everything this season, man. Every single thing they will win. They will win the Champions League as well. They'll win it all. Yeah, because
man is saying Arteta talking about 43 formations in one game. Is that true?
Yep. 43 formations.
How does that compute in a player's head?
Bro, imagine, right?
Imagine.
You've been in training all week. Yeah, and you're doing patterns of play and this and that for the team you're coming up against, say Chelsea, for example, right?
Yeah.
So the players are all going to come back today or tomorrow, I'd imagine. Probably today. We've already got Martinelli there anyway. He didn't go to international break, I don't think. Yeah, Saliba's there. Saka will be there. The ones
that's a new formation basically every 2 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. This guy's a waffler. He's a serial waffler, bro. 43 formations, yeah? Right? And he's going to be sitting there all week with these players, or for the rest of the week with these players, yeah? Talking about patterns of play, how we beat Chelsea, this and that. Then it comes to match day and he never sits down. That, to me, is a manager, right? That is a manager who is not comfortable in his formations and his tactics for that game. Yeah, I see Simeone do it quite a lot as well. But Simeone only does it when his team go 1-0 down. I very, very rarely see Simeone standing up there at 0-0 or at 2-0 up, yeah, doing all of this rubbish. Yeah, Pep does it, but Pep only really does it when his team are on the ropes. Yeah, and they're struggling a little bit, like against us the other week. 1-0 down, and he's all like this. But our manager does it every game, bro. He's telling them where to pass the ball. Now imagine, right? You've been in training all week. You've been set up for the game plan. You've had an hour's team talk before the game kicks off in the dressing room. You've gone out and done the warm-up. You've now gone out and you've got him barking in your ear for an hour and a half. Like, bro, Ancelotti,
I've seen some
Ancelotti don't even need to speak, bro. He just raises that one eyebrow and they just know.
Yeah, you barely see Ancelotti saying anything on the touchline, to be fair. But sometimes, like, people use that as a negative against managers too. Like, if you're not playing well and they see the manager just sitting down on the touchline just with his arms crossed, like, they see as like negative, not ball knowledge, just negative management or something like
management
that.
Is, yeah, team
yeah.
I get it both ways, but like you have to have balance with it. Like Graham Potter, when he was at Brighton, he never used to stand up. He never used to get up. Chelsea sometimes. And the funny thing is, yeah, and I know we probably said this back in time when he was your manager, bro. That guy had an inferiority complex anyway. He bowled into Chelsea in a suit with a skin fade and all of that. And it was like, why didn't you just turn up and say I'm wearing a tracksuit and doing exactly what I did at Brighton? Yeah, it was almost like he didn't
want to like a bit fresh. Like, I remember he got that trim and he was like, I just needed a new haircut for the game. And some of the boys just gave me the name of their barber. I was like, well, this is nice. Like, you ain't used to this.
He's turning up in a nice suit, his skin fade, his beard was cut nice. And I was like, you don't think you deserve to be at Chelsea, do you, mate? Yeah.
And I was like, well, how the hell did I get here then? What the hell?
It's crazy. But this is what some managers do, bro. Like, he sat on the bench.
Make it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly. And then get the nice payout. I just think he ain't got another job yet. He's still sitting on that Chelsea P. Like, he's getting paid every month from Chelsea. That's why he ain't got a job yet. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But sometimes these managers, they overtalk it. And Ancelotti's spot on. How can you be standing there? Right, you see when you're bringing a sub on, yeah, and the manager's waffling, you got the geezer with the ball, like with all the pictures and all that, and he's going, it's like, bro, that player ain't even listening. Like, he really ain't. Like, they've got their head down, they're going, yes, Gaffer, yes, Gaffer. Yeah, all right, boss. Yeah, cool. And then they go on. They forgot.
That's why some of the veterans, I think, fell out with him earlier. I remember I saw a little clip from All or Nothing Arsenal that was doing the rounds a few days ago. I think Arteta was talking about what's more important, the journey or the destination.
Yeah.
And then Laka was like the destination, and he had to wing it on the spot. I didn't even deep until he went back. He's like, yeah, the improv was good, but the guy's a fucking waffler because I didn't even deep it until it came out. The journey don't matter. It is just about the destination.
Thank you.
We've had no journey stuff before, but like when Tuchel came in after Lampard, there weren't no journey. It's just Champions League. 3 months right there.
Yep.
Ancelotti,
the
first
destination
season,
matters more because the journey's shit. Let's just be real with it. Yeah, I've had 20 years of the journey.
No, the journey just shouldn't be that long, in all honesty.
No, it shouldn't.
I've always said, like, my thing this season is trust progress, not the process. I don't mind believing in the process if I see progression and I see constant progression. If I see us going sideways or backwards, no, sign me the fuck out. Sign me out.
But that's
why I was
like,
on to watch the first few weeks. He was moving like an idiot. Now we've gone through on the bounce. Do your thing.
I don't know, man. I think with Poch, yeah, he's an average manager. Yeah, average manager. Right, that got lucky. He got the PSG job and won him a couple of trophies. Yeah, but let's be real. Yeah, you still got to win them. You still got to go there and do it. And there's been managers at PSG that haven't. Fair enough. But I think if you put pretty much any of the Premier League managers in that position, because I think his first game he won a trophy, didn't he? When he went to PSG, I think his first game or second game he was in a cup final.
Was it a Super Cup or something?
Yeah, some cup, French League Cup final or something. I don't know. Yeah, but he won a trophy after being there 2 games or something. And it was like, if you go and put, let's say, Sean Dyche in that position, would he have won it? Probably. He had Neymar and Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? And Sergio Ramos wasn't there, but he still had Verratti, Kimpembe, Marquinhos. He still had some decent players there. So I think like PSG, I get why their fans are kicking off, because they're not great, and albeit they've won 21 trophies in 9 years, but they're not competitive in Europe, and that is what they want. Yeah, we should win the league. A bit like Bayern Munich, we should win the league. Yeah, that's a given. Yeah, but like when you look at our clubs, our fans, Arsenal fans, have gone, well, we finished 8th twice, then 5th, then 2nd. That's progression. Well, it ain't, because we've still not won anything. Yeah, and he took us so far backwards to 8th twice. Yeah, that now 5th and 2nd are seen as success. We should never be 8th in the first place, same as you shouldn't be 10th or 12th or wherever you are now. Yeah, you shouldn't have finished 12th or 13th or whatever it was last season. So now anything that's above that this season, if you get into any European competition, that's now seen as success. When the reality is, so far backwards that it's not success, that it's just the bare minimum from where you are, which you shouldn't have been anyway.
I've had this argument with Arsenal fans a few days ago. It was just on Northside's channel too. There was another Arsenal fan who's like, if you guys get 5th or 6th, would you call that a success? I'd be like, no. I mean, we've progressed up the table, but I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm not going to say we have achieved 6th place. It'll be like, okay, we've made a step forward from last season, which I mean is more like we're slowly getting back to where we were before the whole fuck up, but I ain't celebrating this. I'm not going to have a trophy parade or anything. It's like, okay, cool. Now I want top 4 as guaranteed the season afterwards. Or we should at least be trying to compete for the title for a significant amount of the season. You just have to keep progressing. We will celebrate when I win something. Give me a Carabao Cup, League Cup, like whatever. I don't really give a shit. Hell, I've been saying like we need to treat the League Cup like the Champions League right now, because we have a young squad. We don't really know what it's like to win with Chelsea. I need them to get that winning feeling early. Get the feeling of what it's like to win for Chelsea, and it will make them hungry and it will make them desire for more. Like top 4, that's great and everything. Like that's obviously going to be the first target for us, but it's not a celebration. It's not and that's where the standards start to dip, and it's when we celebrate top 4. That's what we were mocking you guys for, not even a couple years ago, but like back in the Wenger days, when you guys have those big fucking locker room celebration pictures coming out because you made top 4 on the last day. We used to take the piss out of that. I don't want to see Chelsea doing that. If we get top 4, cool, be happy about it for a day or two. Now I'm thinking about next season. And
the thing is, when people say progress 8th, 5th, 2nd, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win it this season. Because the only way we progress from 2nd is 1st. Right? And how many times have we seen teams that have had a really good season? Yeah, for example, Sheffield United. Sheffield United finished 6th, I think, one season. The next season, they were relegated. So they got promoted, finished 6th the following season, and then got relegated. So their fans were going, well, that's progression. But then they regressed. So just because you've gone up the table after a few years of progressing up the league position doesn't mean it's progress. It just means that you did all right that season in comparison to the one before. Yeah, so this season, where did you finish last season? 12th?
12th, yeah.
12th, right? So if you finish 6th this season, most of your fans go, well, that's progression. Yeah, but then next season, you might finish 10th. It's only progression if you ultimately win something. Yeah, that's how I see it. And like you, I'd take a League Cup in a heartbeat, mate. Yeah, but our fans and most football fans dismiss that competition because, number one, there's no money in it. Yeah, like you win 100 grand for winning it. Yeah, like I'll give you another example, right? The FA Cup. I've seen my club win 9 or 10 FA Cups in my lifetime. Yeah, I've been to cup finals. I was in the one where we beat Conte in 2017. Nobody gave us a prayer. Not one person at Wembley. Bro, that was funny.
I remember that one, actually. We were walking into it thinking, boom, double, let's go.
Bro, do you remember the open top bus you lot hired, yeah? Your fans hired, and you were all throwing celery in our fan park.
Were we?
Yeah, you had this open top bus doing the rounds, yeah, near our fan park, yeah? And they were just all singing celery and throwing lumps of celery into our fan park.
That is mental,
And I
man.
remember he was going up the escalator inside the ground. Yeah, right. In fact, before that, we were walking over the bridge, right, towards the stadium. Right, I was with Kenny, Ken, and Ola, yeah, and Sam, right. And this geezer, mate, I swear, got sparked out. It was the cleanest punch you'll ever see in your life, yeah, right. And me and Kenny were like, "Whoa!" The geezer was massive. Who knocked this guy out? But everyone was just walking over him. It was like, "Yeah, don't look at the guy who's punched him. Just walk, keep walking." And I don't know what happened, but mate, what a punch! So we'll get there. Get to the fan park, get a beer and all that, get a bit of food. Yeah, next thing, celery, and it's just everyone off this open top bus launching celery sticks at us, man. Then we've gone up the escalators into the ground, like going all the way up, like in the Arsenal end. Not one Arsenal fan thought we were going to get anything out of that game. Ultimately, we won it. So it was like, yes, we've won, we've done it.
We were all so confident from the other perspective. That was my first cup final. We got cooked. It should have been 6-1 Arsenal. You guys had one.
Mate, when you equalised, Diego Costa equalised, man. I swear you could hear a pin drop in our end. Yeah, because it was like, we've battered this lot. Absolutely hammered them, man.
And then they jammy as fuck. Even though like the first goal shouldn't have counted and everything, it was like, bruv, we should have conceded about 5. I think Ozil hit the post twice. I think Bellerin hit the bar or something. I don't know if these men have been drinking after winning the league title, but they did not.
Well, that was the thing. You had won the league so far before the end of the season. I think you had like 3 weeks where all your players just went out partying. Eden Hazard was out partying every night. You know, all them players and that. And then we have Mertesacker start his first game of the season. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, we're done.
These lot are there for the taking. Then the whole first half is like, what is happening to us?
Yeah, man. Then Aaron Ramsey, man, straight from kickoff. Giroud, Aaron Ramsey.
Bro, when Costa equalised, I ran for a piss because I've been holding it the whole second half. Imagine I come back up to the stairs. I look right at my mates. I'm like, yo, we might win this, you know? And all I hear is just screams from the other end of Wembley. Ramsey's running off. Like, you didn't even let me breathe, you bastards. What the fuck?
It wasn't like a masterclass that day, though, man. He was unbelievably good that day. Yeah, that was probably his best.
Oh, your whole team was better. Like, I think only Costa really turned up, and he was in Holding's back.
Hazard was nowhere to be seen that day, and he's ruined us enough times, man. He was poor that day. But, yeah, when he equalised, man, I was like, oh, no way. But we always do you in cup finals, normally, recent times. Yeah, before that, I remember.
It's that bold prick, bro. It's that bold prick.
Oh, he's our favourite.
Only one to ref 2 FA Cup finals, you know. The only referee to ever do it. And he fucked up both.
We've won them both. Didn't who was your your right back who got sent off that day?
Moses. Victor Moses.
Yeah, got sent off for diving, second yellow.
He did the same thing in the semi-final as well. It's like he's an idiot. And if you watch that back, Fabregas is clear in the middle of the pitch to make a shot. And then the guy just died. It was stupid.
Yeah,
but to be honest, everybody's
he needs a statue outside the Emirates next to the Adams one. Yeah, he's our ref.
Which one?
Anthony Taylor. We need to give him a statue, mate. He's always done Arsenal a favour.
Yeah, I hope he got 2 FA Cup final medals for that one as well, because he might as well have been playing in red. The 2020 final was even more annoying. I felt like every single 50-50 was going in your direction. Literally everyone.
We got pretty lucky in that because you had Pulisic clean through and he pulled his hamstring. Yeah, and it was like, wow, if he hadn't pulled his hamstring, he probably would have scored.
Yeah, but I've seen someone ask, like, what was the most painful FA Cup loss out of the 3 in a row that we had? It was like Arsenal. Like, we could have seen a trophy for Lampard, could have seen Cobham FC win a trophy under a transfer ban as well. We had Pulisic in the best form of his life get injured and never recover from it. Pedro retired injured. Like, we had Kovacic sent off. And we lost to Arsenal and gave Arteta some prop. And this is still the only prop that he's had after 4 years.
That Kovacic red card as well. That should have been a second yellow to Xhaka.
Yeah, he
stamped on him. Yeah, Xhaka stepped on his foot. So if anyone should have got sent off for a second yellow, it was Xhaka. But Aubameyang's second goal, man, that goal was mad. What a finish.
Yeah, great finish.
Unbelievable goal.
There was so many fuck-ups in the build-up, which annoyed me. You have Rudiger break the whole defensive line to just go and get nutmegged by Bellerin at the halfway line. Then you have Christensen who has to come out and then he takes Bellerin out and now they're both out. Now Zuma's stuck in a 2v1 with Lacazette and Aubameyang. Jorginho also coming back on transition. Good luck.
Yeah, Pepe just sliding it straight across. Bro, do you know what the most painful FA Cup final I've been to? Yeah, like, I'm probably the ones that I've watched on telly. Michael Owen when he done us, man. when he came off the bench.
Before my time. A bit before
in
my
Cardiff,
time.
man. I swear, I cried all the way back from Cardiff, mate. Yeah, like fuming. Absolutely. That was when they were building the new Wembley. They played them at Cardiff. We absolutely schooled Liverpool that day. Michael Owen off the bench, bang, bang, 2 goals. See you later. Yeah, fuming. It was.
Fuck.
Yeah, I remember the League Cup final when you lot done us with Drogba. Theo Walcott scored his first ever goal for us. Yeah, good goal. But again, I blame Wenger for that one, that League Cup final, because we got all the way.
He played youth, didn't he?
Yeah, man. We got all the way to that. I
got the DVD of that.
We got all the way to that final with a bunch of kids. And then he went, yeah, we'll go with the kids again. And I'm like, you taking the mick? Yeah, and then Drogba, 2 goals, see you later. Yeah, so he did the same against Birmingham. I
remember names like Ali Adair, I think Denilson, I think inexperienced Adebayor, potentially Theo Walcott, the guy was 16 years old. That's a hella youth players. And to be honest, I didn't deep it then because of my age. But when you think about it now, man said a final against that 06-07 Chelsea side. And he thought, you know what I'm going to do? Youth. Yeah, that's all I'll say, Buzz. That's insane.
Mate, I'm telling you, if Wenger hadn't been so stubborn, we probably would have won about 5 or 6 more trophies under him. Yeah, would have won in Europe. Yeah, would have won in Europe because he cocked up the Champions League final with a sub as soon as Lehmann got sent off. Yeah, and against Galatasaray, we cocked that game up. Yeah, what's his name? Was he there when Naeem scored against us, Zaragoza? I think he was the manager, Wenger. Yeah, he scored against us. Naeem scored against us from the halfway line. Yeah, messed that game up. Yeah, League Cup final against Birmingham, League Cup final against Chelsea, Cup final against Liverpool. We could have won 5 or 6 more, man.
Plenty of earlier periods to retire as well. I thought that 16-17 Cup final win, that's like perfect. Cool. We beaten Chelsea, we won another cup. Contract's about to expire. I'm off. They end up staying for 1 more year. It's like, okay, cool. We got 1 more year of chaos. 1 more year of chaos.
It's crazy. It's crazy though, man, because like it's weird because when I was growing up, like going through like secondary school and that, we used to beat you lot all the time. Literally, you couldn't beat us. I remember Kanu bagging them goals. Yeah, Winterburn.
I think I remember hearing before the Wayne Bridge goal, I think you guys had beaten us in 25 matches in a row or something, or you were unbeaten. It was insane.
Yeah, 20 odd. Yeah, and then Wayne Bridge. But even that game, he messed that game up, Wenger. Yeah, he missed that game. Who did he sub off? I think it was Adams or Bold or Keown, one of them. Subbed him off. Yeah, and it was like, why are you subbing him off? Like, I think it was something like that. I'm pretty sure he subbed the defender off in that game. Yeah, and then you go and score, and it's like, what are you doing, mate? Yeah, what are you actually doing? Yeah, but then after that goal, yeah, that was it. The jinx is gone, and then we couldn't beat you for about 15, 16 games on the spin.
No, I think it was Thierry. You only made 1 sub, Thierry Henry. Took on.
Oh, it was Henry. There you go. I knew it was a big player. I thought
took Henry off, and then we scored 4 minutes after.
Why'd you sub Thierry Henry off? You don't sub him off, man. That's crazy. But same in the Champions League final, bro. As soon as Lehmann got sent off, he made the wrong sub. Right, you don't do that, man. And listen, Henry should have scored a couple in that Champions League final. I still have nightmares about it. But it was after that, like after that Wayne Bridge goal, we couldn't beat you for years and years and years. And we've took some pumpings at Stamford Bridge, man. Like crazy. But then
I hate the way things are turned around now. It's like back in my day in the 2010s, you only won once at our ground. Now you've won 3 on the bounce, and you're about to get a 4th.
Was that the 5-3?
Yeah, the Van Persie hat trick. Now you guys got 3 in a row.
Walcott scored a mad goal that day. He slipped over, didn't he? Got back up, jinked around everyone, pinged it past Czech.
That's still one of the most insane goals I've seen scored against us. Off balance, he jumps in, he jumps back up. I think flip-flaps Terry and I think another centre-back, and then near post Petr Cech. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was
to take the lead. That's an insane goal.
Van Persie's, I think was it the hat-trick goal where he just that was a sick goal. Yeah, but bro,
I remember our defense was just they were doing some stupidness that game.
You got your revenge though, man. Yeah, for Wenger's 1000th game.
The little 6-0. I remember I skipped that game to go Galatasaray at home and see Drogba. What an L. What an L. Just an absolute pasting.
Didn't Salah score that day? Salah scored.
Yeah, he got the 6th one. I think that was one of his only 3 goals for Chelsea. I think he scored 3 goals. I don't remember.
That was when the ref sent off the wrong player for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, sent off Gibbs, I think, for Oxlade-Chamberlain handballing.
Yeah, it was either Gibbs for Ox or Ox for Gibbs. It was one of them. It was like, what are you doing, ref?
We're definitely not going to see a game like that on Saturday. Like I keep saying, I see 1 goal, maybe 2 max in this with both of our defenses.
I don't think you're going to score more than 1 goal. Like your defense has got 7 conceded. We got 6 conceded.
Yeah,
but I think yes, you've won your last 3 games in all comps, but the last 2 in the league, you've got 6 goals. That's like over 50% of your goals this season in the league. Yeah, and four of your 11 goals came in the last game. Yeah, so I don't see you scoring more than 1. Yeah, but we've only scored 16. 4 of them were against Bournemouth. So I don't know. I think we'll win quite comfortably.
Deflections and penalties stat as well. I didn't deep that, but that might be a factor too.
If we score early, yeah, I think you'll capitulate. I can't lie. I think you'll capitulate. It'll be, here we go again. The fans will get on them. Like the atmosphere will change. If we score in the first 15 minutes, yeah,
it'll be like last season. Because I keep saying last season we should have beaten you guys, but that dickhead Havertz couldn't find Aubameyang twice in 15 minutes. But we did our job defensively. I keep saying, like, defensively, we kept you lot quiet at the bridge until the goal. Then we had to open up a little bit. We had to try and chase the game. You guys started making way more chances. Should have got a second at that point. This game, as easy as it is to say, it sounds like such a Michael Owen quote. I think it's first goal wins. Whoever scores first, they're taking the 3 points. They're probably going to sit back and try to control the game. And I think they're just going to be very difficult to break down. It's just you guys will probably have the majority of possession before that point. It's not going to be like you guys being more pragmatic at the City game. I think we're going to be the ones that sit back, try and give you guys a bit of possession. That's the way Poch likes to play as well. And we need to hit you on transition. It's just like you said, will we bury our chances? I don't know about that one, but...
Who have you got available up front? Like, did Sterling get an England squad? Did he play?
I don't follow the international football, but let me have a quick look.
Because Cole Palmer will probably start on the right, yeah?
Yeah.
Like I said, he only had a dead leg, so I'd imagine he'd start. Jackson would probably go up front.
Oh, no, Sterling didn't get called up, did he? Yeah, he didn't get called up.
Oh, there you go. So you're probably... But then Mudryk scored a couple yesterday, I think. So
yeah.
Then do you go with Mudryk, Sterling up front or Sterling on the right and then Mudryk on the left?
I think it'll still be Sterling on the left. Just because the Burnley game and because the experience factor, I think he's going to end up going into the squad.
He does all right against us as well, normally.
I'd ideally like it to be Sterling, Palmer, and Mudryk, but Gallagher's going to go back into the team. And to be honest, if we're not going to dominate possession, we probably would be better off with keeping Gallagher on because he's got a bit better defensively. He can do the dog work off the ball and break up play. And I actually think that would work out well for us. So I think
why might be playing him at number 8 instead of number 10? Because you've been playing Enzo at 10, right?
Yeah, that was one of the things I was on to Poch about. It was like 250 million we spend on a pivot not to play them together.
Yeah,
what's the point of that? Now we put them together, they look a lot better. Gallagher looks a little bit better in the 10 role as well. Keep the 3 going if you want to keep it going. I think when you're playing a bit more defensively minded, that's the perfect 3 to go with. Just makes a little bit of a problem in terms of the attacking midfielders, but I guess it's good to have those sorts of headaches. I don't think Gallagher will have a bad game. I think he quietly will have a good performance in this match.
If we go with Rice, Party, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, yeah, I think we'll deal with you comfy, man. I can't lie. Yeah, I think
that would be both teams at their best. I'm just hoping and praying he thinks, let me play Havertz because he'll be up for it. Going back to his old ground and everything.
Bro, if he scores the winning goal, oh my days, I'll be in the mud.
You'll be in the mud. I don't think I'll be able to stream for a week. I'll be getting cooked left, right, and center. Like, yeah, I can't have that. But I'm also not that concerned about it because it's fucking Havertz. That guy has single-handedly stopped me from getting hyped for one-on-one chances. Although with my luck, probably would fucking score. And then, yeah, we're both fucking mudded.
Yep.
But at the very least, I guess that means we might get a little bit more game time.
The thing is, like I said, if we score early, yeah, I think and it's a night game as well, 5:30. There's always iffy results after an international break. Yeah, but I think Man United play. Who are they playing? Sheffield United away. They're playing even later than us. They're after we finish. So that's potential banana skin away. But if we score first, yeah, I think we'll tear you apart. Yeah, because then we can just sit back. Yeah, you're your crowd's going to be on it. Yeah, 3 years in a row we've beaten you there, and you're going to have to go for it at some point. And I think that's when we just pick you off. Yeah, and then we've got Trossard maybe to come off the bench, although he's been poor the last 2 games, really poor. Yeah, and then I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. If Partey, Rice, and Odegaard start, I'll be a lot more confident than if Havertz is in that team. But
oh yeah, definitely. I don't know what Arteta's going to do with that one, because that's been your best midfield, but you guys barely play it. Which, I mean, must be very frustrating from an Arsenal perspective. But let's hope that continues, because I also can't lie. I'm looking forward to booing the fuck out of him for 90 minutes. I've got a lot.
Do you think they'll all boo him? Do you think the whole stadium's going to boo him?
You know, this turned into a debate on Monday, and I was like, why is this a debate? Should we boo Kai Havertz on his return? And a lot of people say, no, he was part of our Champions League when he scored the UCL final goal. Guys, you know, this is the brother who took us from 3rd to 12th, most minutes played last season, most offsides, most big chances missed. And you lot are saying, should we boo him? He left us for extra money and UCL football, and is the reason why we're in 12th. The guy literally shushed you lot. You man booed Mourinho. You man booed fucking Lampard. You lot booed Matic. You lot booed numerous Chelsea players on their return. Why is it any different for him? But when it's Mason Mount, we'll be in Carabao Cup games chanting, "Who's that twat who comes from Portsmouth?" about Mason Mount against Wimbledon in League 2. Why do you hate Mason Mount, but you want to ask the questions for Havertz? Because Mount left for money. Mount left for UCL football. Mount was meant to be carrying the football club to the future, the same way Havertz was. So they're both rats. Can't have it one way with one player, one way with the other. You can be offended about one, but not the other. It's just either you're still attracted to him, even though he's a gooner, or like you still got some weird personal attachment to him. And again, he's a fucking gooner. We've been talking for how long about the atmosphere? We need to get the atmosphere better at Stamford Bridge. Meanwhile, people want to talk about not being hostile towards our ex-players in a London derby. I know people say the same thing about Jorginho. Jorginho was getting booed in the away end when we played you like the Emirates last season. And Jorginho's done more for us individually and for the team than Havertz has done with both. He's got the second highest Ballon d'Or finish in Chelsea history. I'm still fine with him being booed. I was a big Jorginho fan back in the day. But he's at Arsenal now, so I don't care. If I hear boos when Jorginho's name gets rung out, cool. There was a day where I would have defended him. Now I don't give a shit. He's at Arsenal. Fuck him.
See, this is what I don't understand when a player goes back to their old club, scores, and don't celebrate. That always winds me up. Yeah, always winds me up, man. Like Arsenal Man City the other week. Yeah, I've got a few City fans that come in my chat after the game, the next day on the podcast. Yeah, and they said they were in the away end and they booed City off the pitch. They've just seen their team win a treble, bro, and they booed them off. Yeah, because they know the standards now. That's the standards. You ain't dropping a performance like that. That was the worst performance City have had for 5 years. Like in terms of shots on goal and chances created, that was the worst I think they've had. In fact, I think it was the worst they've had under Pep in terms of shots. 4 shots in total. They booed them off. Not all of them, but a lot of them did. Yeah, but when a player goes... Yeah, Real Madrid do it all the time. I said this like the other day on the stream. Like, I watched them against Real Sociedad the other week. They're 1-1, bro, at the Bernabeu. 1-1. They couldn't get the ball back off Sociedad. Yeah, for 2 minutes straight, they were booing. 80,000 around the stadium stand up booing their own team. Yeah, 2 minutes later, they get the ball back and scored the winner. Like standards, isn't it? Yeah, when they played Man City last season, do you remember Vinny Jr. having a go at Ancelotti? Yeah, saying, what, we're going to come out of our half or what? We're going to play football. Yeah, he was speaking in Spanish. We're going to come out of our half. We're actually going to play football or what? Yeah, like their fans in the...
This is the only country where emotional attachment just overshadows everything in football, and it's just so fucking frustrating. I want to go to this one. If Havertz is so shit, you're so happy he left, you got a lot of money for it, yet you want to boo him, it makes no sense. If he's so shit, you shouldn't care. Okay, so if we sell Lukaku and he comes back with like Roma or something, should we all be quiet for him then? Don't know, it doesn't make sense because he's a rat. But hey, no, Lukaku, he won Chelsea the Club World Cup. So no, we should be respecting him. If we want to use the same name. No, it's stupid. That's it.
He won an FA Cup at Chelsea as well back in the day.
Yeah, 2012. He would have been in the squad too. 2 trophies won with us.
Do you know,
we're not going to run that agenda for Lukaku. And then I see people saying, "Oh, are you really going to compare the Club World Cup to the Champions League?" Sorry, how do you get into the Club World Cup?
Do you know what's crazy? Well? That FA Cup Lukaku's one's the only club, the only club trophy he's won in England.
What, the FA Cup?
The FA Cup. I'm pretty sure that's the only club trophy he's won in England.
Yeah, he was trophyless at United. Beat him in the cup final then too.
Everton, West Brom, Chelsea second time round. Yeah, like that's the only cup. Bro, I did a stream on him, a video on him on my second channel once, a couple of months back. I said, is he the biggest flop ever in Premier League history? And I worked out how much he'd been transferred around for in the Premier League and how much wages he's took. Bro, it's nearly $250 million. $250 million with wages and fees to Chelsea, Man United, etc., etc. Yeah, plus all the wages he's been on, bro, and he's won 1 FA Cup. It's insane.
That's crazy. That's crazy. When you combine the whole fees and everything, I kind of get that. He's only really succeeded at Everton. Oh, in terms of Premier League,
Premier League, yeah. Well, he didn't really. His goal output is like 1 and 2 at pretty much every club. Yeah,
it's just Everton's like the standards are a bit lower in it, so it's just more about how you contribute. With United, there was goals, but he didn't win anything, so it's a bit more of a failure with that one.
Yep.
DK says Galadog will clamp Saka, man of the match incoming for my guy. I am interested to see how Saka returns from injury, but he hasn't been playing for the last 3 weeks, so I doubt there'd be too much issues in terms of sharpness. Ben says, imagine the scenes if Mudryk scores. Bro, I'd do sick things for a Mudryk goal the way the Arsenal fans have been like about him all year. They've been posting pictures of him at McDonald's, all sorts of weird shit with Mudryk. It's like, I get it. Chelsea fans can be obsessive with ex-players too. I don't mind it to a point, but Mudryk ain't your ex-player. He just went to Chelsea because we paid more money. That's literally it. Hate him because he's a Chelsea player, but like that's it. That's it. DK says Mudryk winner and shushing Farteta in the moment. That would be insane as well, but he ain't gonna do that. Our best bet was if Oba scored. But you can thank that closet gooner that we had last season for why we never got to see that. Imagine 3 years of Havertz and 3 years of Arsenal winning at the Bridge. Imagine my shock.
Right. We hadn't beaten Man City until the other week. Yeah. And the last time we beat Man City, Granit Xhaka didn't play for the club. We get rid of Granit Xhaka, lost all them games in a row, 12 in a row, get rid of him, and now we beat him again.
So imagine playing certain teams, certain man can't.
Bro, I remember seeing us get panned 5-0 by Man City and Xhaka flying into Rodri, I think it was, straight red. Yeah, I think we were 2 or 3 down.
Right?
Yeah. And he thought, yeah, sod this. I'll just get sent off. I ain't having this today. I ain't being part of the embarrassment. I'll just get sent off. Crazy. And I think that was the game after you'd beat. I think we were bottom of the league. 3 out of 3. Lost to Brentford, lost to you. Lukaku scored twice. First 2 goals for Chelsea in the league.
That was the last time he beat you.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
One win in 7, I think Matisse told me a few days ago. Like, our recent record against you is hideous. We have to turn it around. That's why, like, going into the game, I need a win. I'm not going into this game thinking, like, I'll take a draw. That'll be nice. I'll take it coming out of the game. If we played the 90 minutes, we've drawn and we've made a decent account of ourselves against a team that should be contending for the title, I guess there will be positives to take from it. But as of now, no. End this shit losing run because this can't keep going on. The whole top 6 record is only going to get bigger and bigger, and it's going to become more of a talking point the longer we let it go. The same thing with this Arsenal streak. End it early. It's another step forward.
And it makes a statement. If you beat us, you've then beaten the top 16. Yeah, for what, 2 years? Nearly 2 years?
Yeah.
So it's a big statement because like, at the moment you're beating Fulhams and Burnleys and that, which is great, cool. You have to beat them as well. But now you have to step up. You have to go and beat a top team.
Also, just being a title contender, I think would say a lot with us. Because that's where we want to be. So if we can do that in a full 90, that's a positive step in the right direction. Just that, can't overhype it too much, but it's important to us, especially with the games we have coming up. If we go into the next run of games, which is Brentford at home, Tottenham away, Man City at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home, and Man United away. If we go into that and we start off with a loss at Arsenal, We're going right back to step one, where we were a month ago, with no one having any faith, no one having any confidence. This match is massive for our confidence levels going into the next few games. If we can produce a good performance, and that's where I'll be like, there's positives to take if we end up coming out of a draw. I'll be like, okay, cool. Brentford at home next. I think we can do something against them. You go and you get a result against Brentford, Tottenham away, could do something in that game too. Man City, I'll be real, just pray. Just pray. It is what it is. Whatever happens in that game, it's fine. I have more confidence for the rest of the matches. And that's what we need as a base, because I saw Chelsea or Stamford Bridge go from confident, gassed, hyped for the season to an even worse level of depression than last season in record time. It took like 2-3 games for everyone to be like, oh, it's another fucking match day. Can't be bothered. We're going to play 2 forwards at home against Nottingham Forest now. Can't be bothered. A good performance, a good result in a big game. That'll be the first step forward for Poch. But just before we wrap up, I want to get a little score prediction from you quickly. Where do you see the game going?
3-1 Arsenal.
3-1?
Yeah, 3-1.
I didn't expect you to say 3 goals. Fuck.
Yeah, I think like we haven't been great in terms of output this season. But I think that you lot are going to... Yes, we both need a win for different reasons, but it's going to be a bit cagey. But I think 3-1. But I could see a scenario like Eden Osman says in the chat. I could also see a 4-1. Yeah, because I think if we went... Let's say we went 2-0 up against you, you get 1 back. You're then going to go for it. Yeah, you're going to go, right, we got 1 back. The momentum's swung. All we've got to do is be smart with it and just ping you on the break. Yeah, so I'll go with 3-1.
So you're expecting an early goal then?
I want a goal in the first 15 minutes. Yeah, I want Odegaard to step up in a big away game. Yeah, which is
that's the only way I could really see that.
Yeah, we need a goal in the first 15. Yeah, get the crowd shut up straight away. Yeah, get them all moody and on their case. Yeah, and then just play our game. But what I've noticed with Arsenal as well is we go 1-0 up and we sit back. Yeah, that's all well and good, but I don't want us to sit back. Yeah, be more composed with it. Go forward and pick your moments. So if we go 1-0 up early, cool. Let's just not go gung ho and 100 mile an hour. Just be more cool with it. And if we play Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus, I think that's comfortable. 3-1.
3-1. God willing, you're not correct on that one. I'm just going to say...
I said we're back to Spurs as well. That didn't quite work out.
What did you say for the Tottenham game?
I actually put a bet. I don't gamble. My mate said to me the odds on 5-2. Yeah, because I thought, let's roll it back to the 5-2 days. Yeah, the odds on 5-2 were 60 to 1, so I put €10 on it. That didn't quite work out. So, but yeah, I'm going
only €10, not too deep. Not too deep. I'm going to say 1-0 Chelsea. I think we'll frustrate Arsenal for long periods of the game, and it'll come down to a moment. I don't know if it'll be an open play or if it'll be like a Disasi header, which I just keep saying every week because he just seems to be very good in the air like that. But I keep saying I see 1 goal in it, and I'm going to stick with that. I think it'll be 1-0 Chelsea. People might say it'll be a bit jammy. I'm going to say it'll be a little bit resilient from Chelsea, but let's hope we get a result, because I cannot be asked with losing 4 in a row to Arsenal and having to deal with all of those gooners in my mentions for the next week after that. Can't be bothered for it. And also, whoever clamps Havertz first, I'm buying your shirt. So any Chelsea player watching, keep that in mind. But big up to everybody that's locked in. It's been yet another brilliant preview, Lee. It's been great to get you on. Have you got anything else going on today?
I've done a stream with James Redmond before this, so go and check that out. And I'm going to drop a video about Man United on Lee Reacts later. So other than that, no, I'm good for the day, man.
Check that out, people. I'm going to be doing a video with Crimsy later, so check that out on his channel. That should be out later tonight. And I think I'm on Never a Foul at 10 p.m. So keep a lookout for that. But I think we're going to redirect to Never a Foul too. Yeah, they're live. All right, cool. We're going to redirect to Never a Foul. Everyone heads over there. Tell Kaz hold that, because they ain't got any Saudis. And yeah, big up everybody. We'll see you guys live at 10 o'clock. And yeah, up the Chelsea. Big up.